right, so I'm here with Ron, IBBA legend. Can you introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, Ron West, Business Brokerage Press. Kind of grew up in this industry. My fourth generation of my family to do business brokerage, so we were doing this 100 years now almost.
Okay.
My grandfather took over his business. My father got into the business, married the owner's daughter, became the third generation, and then he was approached. He grew an office out in California, about 54 offices, after buying my grandfather's business. He was approached by the same guy, George Nath, who started Boston Market. He wanted to look for another opportunity in the franchise industry. He realized that business brokerage would be that. So my dad was brought on to start VR Business Brokers in 1979. So we moved out to Massachusetts. Dad grew that to about 400 offices across the country.
Wow.
And in 1983, he decided to start Business Brokerage Press and start the IBBA, seeing the need for education and for an association. And so my mom and dad ran the IBBA for the first 10 years.
Wow.
And kind of ran it out of my house. It kind of overtook our kitchen, kind of overtook our upstairs. And I said, why don't you guys go to the basement? I'll give up my playroom. You guys run IBBA and Business Brokerage Press from down there. And the rest has kind of been history. So it's been kind of grew up in this industry. I got into the family business in the late 90s, seeing a need for systems and marketing and what we now know as automations and AI, and kind of creating a whole back office platform. We now call it Deal Studio.
Yeah.
It's powered by High Level CRM. I think what makes us unique is just not only the technology, but the industry expertise and the longevity and the partnership we have in the industry. We really try to come alongside with our clients to help them run their business brokerage practice and be prepared for what's ahead in the future with AI and different threats and different opportunities. So there's a Tom West Award now here named after my father. Randy Bring won that today, and I kind of grew up around the IBBA in this industry. This is kind of like a family reunion when I come back every year. And so we're just having a great time, great to see everybody. It goes really fast, but we're really thankful to be a part of this industry and to see it growing and prospering. And we're all about seeing it help it get to the next level and advance into all the things it can be in the future.
So your family is a huge part as to why this industry is so big now. Can you talk about how you've seen it change throughout the history?
I would say now there's probably the most significant change. I think there's the biggest need for pivoting. There's the most amount of opportunity and the biggest threats at the same time. So people will talk about technology, but it's also about the way that there's way more education right now for buyers and business owners. There's more competing tools. I think there's things that seem threatening to our industry, but there's also a lot of things that seem like there are a lot of opportunities at the same time. I think things are going to change a lot with technology. I think we're going to see this profession really grow up and become more of a profession. But along with that, it's going to come with some growing pains and some real threats that, I think a lot of the vendors in here are trying to help elevate this industry and help it go to the next level.
Okay. So now you're working on Deal Studio. Can you talk a little bit about what makes you guys different from other platforms?
I think it's just we've been in the industry for so long. I think it's that we can do websites, marketing, systems. We know the way that brokers work. We know the automations they need. We know the hand-holding they need. And so I think it's really our understanding of the industry, partnering with our understanding of the technology and being as forward-thinking and forward-progressing as we possibly can for the business broker. To lean into AI and the threats that are perceived to be there, to help push into some of these threats, to help brokers not be threatened by them, but to utilize the technology.
And what specific threats are you talking about, and how does your software help to combat that?
I think it's just there's going to be systems that are going to try to use technology as create platforms for business owners to sell themselves. Buyers are certainly getting a lot of education. Technology certainly is always a threat. National brokerages coming out more than ever. So there's definitely a lot of real threats and perceived threats. But I think that's not. I don't think that ever has to be a concern for this industry.
Yeah.
But I think we have to be aware of them and lean into them. I think learning how to take advantage of AI versus being afraid that it's going to take over your business. I think a lot of it is, let's get back to our roots. This is a people business. What we do, what the industry does as business brokers is significant. And I would say the future is very bright. I think there's more opportunity than threat. But certainly people to be aware that there are changes that need to happen, as there always are. And I think this industry will have a bright future, hopefully.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Take care.
You're natural. You're very good.
Oh, thank you.